wrestlers, coaches, wrestling staff, and fans from North Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs to this evening's match. We hope that all your experiences here were a positive ones. The WIAA, Winnebago Lutheran Academy, and North Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments or other intimidating or taunting actions or chants will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Please enjoy the matches in a positive manner. Now, if you would, to honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to stand, remove any hats, place your hand over your heart for the playing of our national anthem. You may sing along if you wish. Now we'll have the lineup of wrestlers for tonight. At 106 pounds, wrestling on a pose from North Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs, James Lass. £113, Winnebago, Bryce Lindvall, St. Mary Springs, North Fond du Lac, Evan Kelmoffer. Wrestling on a pose at 120, Winnebago, Riley Lidke. Wrestling on a pose for Winnebago at 126, Clayton Ebert. 132 pounds from North Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs, Gavin Simon. Winnebago, Eli Mum. 138 pounds from Winnebago, Noah Schumacher. From St. Mary's, North Fond du Lac, Nick Cohen. At 145 pounds from St. Mary's Springs, North Fond du Lac, Ethan Seaton. From WLA, Carson Fulton. 152 pounds from WLA, Jacob Huey. From North Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs, Ethan Sada. 160 pounds from North Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs, Jackson Ewer. From WLA, Brendan Ebert. At 170 pounds, wrestling on a pose for WLA, Moses Metzger. 182 pounds from North Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs, Carson Hoffman. From WLA, Jack Karst. 195 pounds from St. Mary Springs, North Fond du Lac, Peter Skiff. From WLA, Dave Pratt. Sorry, at 170, there was a wrestler from North Fond du Lac, Colin Perry. Sorry about that. At 220 pounds, neither team has a wrestler. 285 pounds from North Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs, Max Burlton. From WLA, Kate Factory. Our referee for tonight is Zach Kofine. May we have the captains and coaches at the center of the mat, please. The coach for St. Mary Springs, North Fond du Lac, Doug Forsythe. For WLA, Daryl Recker.
There you go. There were the national anthem and starting lineups for both Winnebago Lutheran Academy and North Fond du Lac Springs. These two matched up last year and right here at WLA, one of the games we covered here on WLA TV. Glad to have you along here. Jordan King taking you through the action tonight. Busy week this week on WLA TV. On Monday, the boys basketball team knocked off Waupun, and on Tuesday, WLA girls basketball got their conference season rolling. They beat Mayville. Nothing last night, but tonight we got wrestling. North Fond du Lac North Fond du Lac Orioles, St. Mary Springs Ledgers, the co-op between those two on the wrestling mat, and then Winnebago Lutheran right here on WLA TV. First wrestling duel of the season, and we're going to start here at 113 pounds. North Fondy St. Mary Springs, North Fondy Oakfield Springs, they get together for soccer as well, so might say that a few times. They have wrestler at 106. No wrestler at 106 for WLA, but we start here at 113. It's Bryson Lindvall, a sophomore for the Vikings, and he's taking on Even Kellenhofer from St. Mary's Springs for the co-op. 141 in, a couple of shots here early from Kellenhofer, and defended well by Lindvall, who's in on a big double here, in deep and gets the takedown. Early lead for Bryson Lindvall. Looked like he was trying to lock up a quick cradle. He might, in fact, have it. Now he's got to be careful here, and they're going to go off the edge of the mat. And I believe they're going to get the escape there for Kellenhofer. So no reversal. Thought there was close there for Kellenhofer to, turning that one around and getting a couple of points for himself. But Lindvall leads 2-0. Here, 1 minute and 19 seconds left in the first period. First match of the duel. And Lindvall off to a good start with that double. Now Kellenhofer in on a big double, and he's in deep, gets the takedown. 3-2, Kellenhofer with the lead. Lindvall builds back to a base, up to his feet. Got to be careful as Kellenhofer's got the cradle. There was no back points awarded there as Lindvall was able to spin through. Nice job by Bryson Lindvall. Sophomore with his first opportunity here on the wrestling mat. Played basketball last year. 45 seconds to go here in the first period, and Lindvall's able to escape. Cut loose by Kellenhofer, and it's 3-3. A lot of action here, as you would expect from the lower weights, but a good start for Lindvall, and now stepping through and getting another takedown is Kellenhofer. He leads at 5-3. Lindvall able to build up a base. He's got 23 seconds to try to get the escape. Kellenhofer trying to work like a cross wrist there. Now just the cross body ride. Lindvall, he's built up to a base. Got 10 seconds, and Kellenhofer, I think, just trying to kind of ride out here this first period. Lindvall back to his feet. He's got to try to get turned and then get control, but a nice job from Kellenhofer. A good, tough ride there, and he's going to finish this first period with a 5-3 lead. Nice job, Evan Kellenhofer, also a sophomore, to ride out that first period. 5-3 lead Still scoreless on the team scoreboard. We'll try to keep that in mind that we don't have the huddle camera working, so we don't have the scoreboard up there either. Kellenhofer's going to be on top here. I believe that was Lindvall's choice to go down. Kellenhofer's working on the ankle. Lindvall trying to base back up. Now Kellenhofer almost trying to see if he can lock up a cradle. Lindvall able to spin through. He's just about got it, but he's got to get his hips, clear his hips. But a nice job once again by Kellenhofer, who's made it tough really here on Lindvall. Lindvall's made a couple of nice moves on potential reversals that Kellenhofer's able to stave off. Now got the arm on the back, trying to crank him over and run him over here to his back. I think he got one count there, and Lindvall's got to be a little bit careful here, just trying to keep that shoulder up. He's going to get the back points for sure. Kellenhofer's trying to end this one here in the second period. Lindvall's got to stay tough, but there is the fall early on here in the second period. 1:11 left in the second period, so 49 seconds into the second period, and Kellenhofer puts the first 6 points on the board for either team. 6-0 lead for Springs North Fondy. So that's a 249 fall. So 6-0 there early on. Coming up next at 1:20, both 1:20 and 1:26 for the Vikings will be unopposed. At least they were announced as such. So Riley Lidke will come out, get her hand raised, and collect the first 6 points for the Vikings. So quickly tied back up 6-6 after Riley Lidke at 1:20, and then announced at 1:26 was Clayton Ebert, freshman for the Vikings, and he was also announced unopposed. So just confirm that here in just a second, and that will give the Vikings a 6-point lead. Ebert steps into the circle, gets his hand raised, and WLA leads it 12-6 by virtue of a couple of forfeits. So through the first 3 weight classes, we have a fall for Evan Kellenhofer over Bryson Lindvall, and then back-to-back forfeits at 120 and 126 respectively. WLA will send out Eli Mumm at 132, and Gavin Simon, I believe, is the wrestler at 132 for North Fondy. Yeah, Gavin Simon, he's a sophomore for North Fondy Springs. He is from North Fondy, and he takes on Eli Mumm. Eli Mumm, a senior for the Vikings, one of the senior leaders of this team. Vikings got really, all things considered, Coach Recker really developing this into an experienced bunch, something that he's been working on for several years now here at WLA, and finally starting to get a hold and get some of these guys to stick around all 4 years, getting in on kids younger now too, getting some freshmen involved. See several of them. Moses Metzger, we'll see him a little bit later on. Clayton Ebert, able to get Bryson Lindvall, Noah Schumacher, a couple of sophomores. Jack Karst also a sophomore, and there's the quick takedown for Eli Mumm at the top of the mat, and he gets the takedown. 2-0 Eli Mumm over Simon. Seniors this year for the Vikings, Eli Mumm at 132, 138 Carson Fulton. He's going to wrestle at 145 this evening. Owen Moyne not here tonight, battling something of an illness. Jacob Huey usually wrestles at 145. He's a senior, and then Brendan Ebert as well as Gage Kratz. Those are the seniors for the Vikings squad this year. Eli Mumm riding tough here on top. Good job by Simon to build up a base. Mumm trying to work a crossface here now, maybe hook up a cradle. He's close to hooking it up. I think he's got it. He's just going to try to spin Simon, run him back over here to his back, see if he can get a few back points. 50 seconds and counting down here in the first. Getting the back points now is Mumm. Kicks the leg through, and this is in deep. See if Eli Mumm can finish it out here in the first period with the fall. He's just got to clear his shoulders out so that he can complete the pin. He's got the leg back through, does Mumm. He's in tight. Again, just an awkward angle there for Mumm. Couldn't quite slide his own shoulders out of the way and prevented him from getting the fall here in the first. 20 seconds, see if Mum can continue to ride tough. He leads at 5-0 here in the first. Working now on that right ankle. He's got to spin through. Still got the cradle locked up. Going to get, I think he got a couple of more back points. Yeah, they're going to give him 2 more back points. I think might have been a little bit of a quick count there, but good call. 7-0. Eli Mum, that's the way you go out and dominate a first period if you're Mum. And a nice job there from the senior. On the flip, it'll be Mum's choice. He's going to defer, and then Simon's going to go on his feet. So it'll be Mum's choice coming up in the third. 12-6 on the team scoreboard, and Eli Mum looking to put on more points on the scoreboard for the Vikings here. He leads at 7-0 over Gavin Simon. 2 lock up in the middle of the mat. Nice little rip down there. Snap down by Mum. And Simon able to crawl around, get his first points of the match. He trails 7-2. Now working on the left ankle of Eli Mum. Mum bellies back down. Trying to build a base is Eli Mum, but he's got to be careful. He's kind of got that chicken wing, does Simon, and now Simon's got Mum in some trouble. Able to spin him back over. This would be a terrific second period for Simon if he's able to complete a fall, but a nice job by Mum to work hard, get back belly down. Simon, though, did get the back point, so he's going to get 3 there. 7-5 on the scoreboard. 1 minute left here in this second period. Mum turns around and didn't get the escape. He's going to get the reversal, so he leads at 9-5. Nice job, Eli Mum. Now he's going to work on a chicken wing. Oh, almost able to roll Simon over, get him back in trouble on his back. And he's going to go right back to it, though, and see if he can try to run him over with the chicken wing. Now working on that left side, try a cross face briefly, and we'll see if Mum can get any more back points here. Simon able to spin in, now going to roll through. Nice job as it was caught by Eli Mum. Simon's going to stand up, and they're going to roll off the near side of the mat. 22 seconds left here in the second period. Good period here, all things considered, for Simon, but a decent response from Eli Mum as well, as he battled all the way back and was able to get the reversal. Important there. 22 seconds. Mum climbs in behind Simon, and they get back going center of the mat. Nice job by Simon to stand up, cut hand control, and he gets the escape. 9-6 now between these two, and Simon's in on a double. Mum trying to turn him onto his back, and now I believe they just gave the takedown. They did. Mum's got to be careful. Oh, and he's saved by the horn. They're going to give him a takedown and 2 points, so just like that, after leading 9-5 with 22 seconds left, Eli Mum will go top, try to get some back points here perhaps, and or get a fall, but he trails at 10-9. And I could hear Coach Record just saying, be tough, and oh, that's not a good start for Eli Mum as he quickly gives up the reversal and gets pinned. Mum goes on top and then chooses top, trying to perhaps ride tough on the top. And he quickly gets reversed, and it's 12-12. A nice job there by Gavin Simon to tie up this duel, 12-12. Again, Evan Kelnhofer at 113 got the pin of Bryson Lindvall. Riley Lidke, Clayton Ebert for the Vikings, both winning via forfeit. And then Gavin Simon there in the third period very, very quickly. That was within the first 10 seconds of the third period starting that Simon was able to get the pin. And now we're going to go up to 138. Noah Schumacher. And just confirming that it's Nicholas Cohen. Yeah, it is Nick Cohen. Noah Schumacher, a sophomore for the Vikings. Nick Cohen, a senior from North Fond du Lac. And some early action here as Schumacher going right in, tried to work a snap down and crawl around, not able to do so. Both of them go to the mat here, and Cohen trying to work his way around Schumacher. Cohen lost his headgear in the process. Nice job by Noah Schumacher to avoid the takedown thus far, but as soon as Cohen can clear, there it is, cleared the hips, gets the takedown, and they're going to stop it so that he can re-secure his headgear. 2-0. So really nice job there by Cohen after Schumacher looked like he was well on his way to a takedown on the snap down. Cohen able to use it against Schumacher, now trying to work up a cradle. He's got it hooked up, and he's just going to try to work him over onto his back, but a nice job by Schumacher, and that's going to be dangerous, yes. That's the first potentially dangerous there on Nicholas Cohen. And stop it up, get him back to the middle, and restart it. And that's a little bit unfortunate there for Noah Schumacher because he was all but escaped. He had hand control and was halfway back to his feet when the referee stopped that. A good call, nonetheless, and a nice job here for Schumacher. Gets hands control and spins back into him. I don't know why they haven't awarded a takedown. They're going to see if it's a potentially reversal, and there is the reversal. And now working on the cross body ride here, and Schumacher's trying to finish it off. He's going to get all 3 back points. It's a question, and he's got to be careful. Don't overextend himself here, but Schumacher's close to putting Cohen in some trouble. They're right at the edge of the mat. Will that save Cohen? I don't know. I think they're going to stay in bounds. 37 seconds left. Cohen's doing a nice job of keeping that right side of his shoulder off. Schumacher's just continuing to work. Schumacher, does he have enough oomph there to be able to drive that right shoulder to the mat and secure what would be WLA's first fall? Cohen tries to spin back through. Now he's in some real trouble. He's got 16 seconds in which he's got to keep that right shoulder off the mat. Noah Schumacher's close. And, oh, man, that is tight. There it is. There it is. You bet. With 5.9 seconds left here in this first period, Noah Schumacher secures the first fall of the evening for the Vikings, giving them an 18-12 lead on the scoreboard. We've seen 6 points awarded in each match so far. Kellenhofer and Simon for the Orioles/Ledgers, and Schumacher with the first opportunity there for the Vikings to get a fall, and he's able to do so. Terrific work there on top from Noah Schumacher, as, again, not to overexert himself and then let Cohen spin through and potentially put him in a tough situation. So we're going to move up here to 145, and this should be Carson Fulton for the Vikings, and I believe it will be Ethan Seaton for North Fond du Lac Springs. We'll get confirmation on that, but it is Carson Fulton for the Vikes at 145. And again, the Vikings lead at 18-12 here. Quick shot there from Seaton, and they lock up in the middle. Carson Fulton, another one of these seniors for the Vikes. Vikings in their blue and white with gray trim uniforms, and that's a terrific job there from Seaton to lift Fulton off the ground and get the takedown. Carson back to his feet trying to spin in and get hand control. Meanwhile, Seaton has that leg through, and that's really tough to try to get hand control when the opponent has their leg cranked through like that. But you can also get put into situations like this. Fulton, if he can get through, he's going to put Seaton in a tough spot. He's got the cross arm, and can Fulton finish this thing off in the first period? This is in pretty deep for Carson Fulton. Oh, that looks like that's done. I thought Fulton had the pin there, and it was so close, still is for Carson Fulton, and what looked like was going to be a difficult first period for Carson Fulton turns into a fall for the Vikes. They lead it 24-12 after Carson Fulton takes care of Ethan Seaton. What a terrific job there from Carson. Like I said, when you got that leg in, oftentimes it's tough to get escape, but then by virtue of how tight that already is, sometimes can turn into a bad situation if you give up the reversal. That's what happened to Seaton there. Ended up on his back and finished expertly there from Carson Fulton. Vikes lead at 24-12 after 145. Move up to 152 where we'll see Jacob Huey for the Vikings. And he is set to wrestle Ethan Sadoff from North Fond du Lac Springs. Sadoff, a junior from North Fondy. So kind of a inflection point. Those last couple of matches, an inflection point in this duel, where we saw a couple of nice performances back-to-back by Noah Schumacher and Carson Fulton. Both of them are normally 138s. Carson was wrestling up there at 145 as the Vikes pushing people up weight classes to make sure that they don't have to give up any free points any more than they already have to. Again, 106 will go to North Fond du Lac. They're going to change this. Will St. Mary's Springs, North Fondy, they're going to send out Douglas Martin, the senior, instead of Ethan Sadoff. So I would expect we'll see Ethan Sadoff a little bit later on, perhaps the next match, when the Vikes set to send out Brendan Ebert up at 160. We'll get confirmation of that a little bit later. There's a nice takedown early on here for Jacob Huey. And once again, just riding tough here on top. 1:35 to go here, first period, 2-0 for Jacob Huey. Trying to work on another chicken wing here. That's been successful for several Viking wrestlers, and a nice job from Martin to resist that. But Huey continuing to ride tough here on top. Closing down within a minute 10 or so here in the first period. And he's working across wrist is Huey, and he's trying to run Martin over. See if he can spin him onto his back. Still working the cross wrist and working tough. Now able to spin him through. Don't think he got any back points there. Now he's going to get him. He's got 2 back points. There's the third. Can Jacob Huey finish it out for the third straight pin for the Vikes? Under 50 seconds. There it is. A nice job, Jacob Huey. 30-12 for the Vikes as they have gone on a run here on the last 3 weight classes. 138 Noah Schumacher, 145 Carson Fulton, 152 Jacob Huey, and the Vikes get 3 first period pins back to back to back. 30-12 on the team scoreboard. Everything has been fall or forfeit thus far. Looks like confirmation there. Or no, we might get Moses Metzger here at 160. Confirm this as soon as we. It's the one tough thing when you're not down on the floor broadcasting as opposed to being up here in the perch.
At 160 pounds for North Fond du Lac St. Mary's Springs, Ethan Sadoff. For WLA, Moses.
Yeah, Ethan, so this is Ethan Sadoff. Thought he might wrestle at 152. He's up at 160. Moses Metzger also a 152 up at 160. Metzger just a freshman for the Vikings. Sadoff a junior from North Fond du Lac. Vikings lead at 30-12 if you're just joining us. Vikings have had 3 pins and 2 forfeits to get to the 30 and a couple of pins for North Fondy. Nice single leg here and picking Metzger up. But, that's good balance from Moses Metzger to avoid getting the takedown for Sadoff, and they lock back up in the middle. Sadoff working on that right arm. Check that left arm. And Metzger on the back of the head here trying to work a snap down, crawl around. Halfway through this first period. By far so, and not to say this is a boring match so far, but the least of any action we've had. There's a big double and a takedown for Ethan Sadoff. Early 2-0 lead for him as we tick under 55 seconds to go here in the first period. WLA leading the team score 30-12. 2-0 here, though, as Moses Metzger getting his first official taste of action here at the high school level on the wrestling mat. Metzger trying to build back up, builds a base. No hand control, but kicking the leg through with Sadoff. Nice job by Metzger to pull his leg through. And back to a base, trying to spin through, get hand control. He's just got to break the hands there. Able to step through, and a nice job by Moses Metzger with 20 seconds left, able to earn the escape, trailing 2-1. Both of them locked back up. Metzger goes straight back to the back of the head of Sadoff, and again, I would assume trying to work that snap down once again. He's got the over-under right now. Still trying to work that same idea is Metzger. And he'll head to the second period here, trailing 2-1. Choice here for Sadoff, and he'll decide to go down. First opportunity here for Metzger on top, and that didn't last very long. Within 5 seconds, Sadoff able to cut himself free. 3-1 lead for Ethan Sadoff. Been impressive. That's always the question is, do you, with dual wrestling, it's totally different as Sadoff gets another takedown. It's all about the points, so sometimes you sacrifice, quote unquote, sacrifice a match that maybe you could win in a close one, and you hope that the person you throw out there doesn't get pinned, and you hope you can pin someone else. That's the name of the game in dual wrestling. It's not always can we win the most, it's how can we get as many bonus point wins? That's the question. And if Moses Metzger can avoid getting pinned, I think perhaps he's a little bit outmatched here against a much experienced wrestler in Ethan Sadoff, a junior. And Metzger just a freshman. But 30-12 here on the team score, and Metzger trails 5-1. Metzger back to his feet. Nice job by Sadoff to kick that leg through. And he's doing a nice job riding tough on top. Metzger back to his base. 40 seconds left here, second period. Metzger back to his feet this time, trying to get hand control, and once again kicking his legs through. And I was going to say, I think we got a locked hands call. I was kind of wondering. There will be a point for Moses Metzger as we had a locked hands call on Ethan Sadoff. I was going to say that was an impressive job by Sadoff to keep control there, and now we know why. It was illegal. So that locked hands is interesting now with 25 seconds. If Metzger is somehow, and it's going to be tough as Sadoff breaks him all the way back down to the mat. If he can somehow manage an escape, he's going to have the choice. He can go down to start the third. Either way, he's going to have a chance here headed into the third period. He's only down by 3, 5-2. Got to avoid giving up some back points here with 7 seconds or so to go. Also don't want to give up a stall call here with 3 seconds because Metzger's not doing a ton on the bottom. There's the horn, and there was no stall call. So it'll be a chance here for Metzger to decide. I would say go down, yeah. And Coach Recker agrees with me. Points down immediately, and Metzger's got to get an escape and a takedown here. And Sadoff, I think, just going to cut him loose. Yep, Sadoff's going to cut him loose, give him the point. 5-3. 30-12 team score. 2 minutes on the clock in the third period between Moses Metzger and Ethan Sadoff. This has been entertaining. The first one we've seen, or check that, second one we've seen go to the third period. Eli Mumm went to the third with Gavin Simon before Simon flipped him to his back and pinned him. And we'll see what Moses Metzger can do. He's working a 2-on-1 on that left arm. Now going to switch back to double overs. Shot in by Sadoff. Good job by Metzger to keep the hips back and avoid the takedown. Stay locked in. Middle. Almost had the ankle pick there from Sadoff. 1:21 to go and counting down here in the third period. Moses Metzger's got to get busy here. Sadoff hasn't had a stall call either, so wouldn't expect him. He doesn't have to be in, he can kind of get stuck in reverse here a little bit. Oh, there's a single leg by Moses Metzger. He's got to be careful, though, as Sadoff's trying to crawl around, and there it is. There's the takedown, 7-3. Now it's tough for Moses Metzger. He's almost going to have to flip him back, get a reversal and some quick back points here if he's going to turn this result around. Again, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for the Vikings. Just cannot give up bonus points here if you're Moses Metzger. Right now it's just a decision. 7-3. Sadoff with the leg in. Metzger basing back up. Sadoff working a crossface now. Ooh, that was heavy hands there from Sadoff. Metzger back to a base. Picks himself up. Sadoff tries to spin him down to his back. A nice job there from Moses Metzger to belly back down. Again, Metzger's done a really nice job at just staying busy on the bottom. Let's try to base back up and then go back down. Try to base back up. Hasn't had the stall calls, and he's going to escape here without giving up any bonus point. Oh. Going to get a point here for Metzger. Nope, sorry, got blood time. I do believe. I thought they said, it almost looked like he said point green, but I don't think that was the case. I think we just got blood time working here. 4 seconds left in the third period, so this one's going to be over quickly anyways, but would be a good performance here for Metzger if he can avoid giving up any bonus points with just 4 seconds left here in the match. So if it's going to be any bonus points at this point, it would have to be a fall, and that would be, well, I think you'd be looking at relatively historic speed to do that with only 4 seconds on the clock. So this one will likely go to a 7-3 decision for Ethan Sadoff, working here at 160. And that will make our team score 30-15 in favor of the Vikings. Again, we're going to end at 106, and that'll be a forfeit for North Fondy. So for all intents and purposes, every time I give a score, you can add 6 points to it, as we started at 113, because they will give up that 6-point victory, forfeit victory at 106. That's coming. As long as we got the time here, tell you how this match has gone so far. At 113, where we started, Evan Kelnhofer, sophomore from Springs, 2-minute and 49-second fall. He pinned Bryson Lindvall. Riley Lidke was unopposed, got the forfeit at 120. 126 was Clayton Ebert, and we're going to finish out this match here in just a second. Eli Mumm was pinned by Gavin Simon. That made the score 12-12. Breaking Metzger back down is Sadoff, and he gets the 7-3 decision. Again, not the worst thing in the world there for Moses Metzger in terms of battling hard and just not giving up any bonus points. So nice wrestling from Ethan Sadoff as well. You can tell just the experience there from Ethan Sadoff. Just a really tough job riding there tough on top. So that was 160. At 152, WLA got a pin from Jacob Huey. At 145, it was Carson Fulton with the first period pin, and then Noah Schumacher had a first period pin at 138. So all of that gets us to 30-15, and we'll be up here at 170. And this should be Brendan Ebert this time. It is. And Jackson Ewer will wrestle at 160. Right now it looks like North Fondy may potentially have someone up at 120, which was supposed to be a double forfeit. I think North Fondy may end up having a spare wrestler free that they can throw in at 220. The Vikings don't. So that might be another free 6 for the Orioles, which again, you add 12 points currently. That makes this a 3-point duel. So this is still in the balance, even though the Vikes currently have the Orioles doubled up. Jackson Ewer, the junior from North Fond du Lac, wrestling Brendan Ebert, the senior from WLA. A lot of action there at the lower weights, as is usually the case. And we'll see if the Vikes can get some momentum back. Momentum was squarely in the camp of the Vikings there after they had 3 straight pins. And it got an over-under here for Brendan Ebert. Now going to try to work punch double unders. And now working, I can't tell if they almost had a crossface. Going to just crawl around and get the takedown. Under a minute to go here in the first period. And Ebert now working on top. 2-0. Heavy hands on the back of the head there of Ewer. Both of these wrestlers, well, Ebert's technically a 160. He's wrestling up at 170. And Ewer's a 160. 152 is Ebert normally, I'm sorry. 152 Ebert. He's wrestling at 170. Ewer's normally a 160 wrestling up. 19 seconds. And counting down here in the first period. Trying to work a cross wrist there And you were trying to spin back through, potentially get an escape. Nice job there by Ebert. Good balance on top. And he's got 5 seconds. Hang on. Yeah, that's how you do it right there from Brendan Ebert. He hangs on and does not give up the escape. Thought with about 3 seconds, and you just hate to give up that point with only a couple of seconds left in the period. And just a terrific job there from Ebert to hang on. Wrestlers going to start on their feet. I missed that there. Was looking up at the scoreboard. I didn't see whose decision that was to stay on the feet. 30-15 team score, 2-0 here for Ebert. Ebert, again, has the over-under. Now he's in trouble. Nice job there from Brendan Ebert. And now going to try to do a a toss there. Hip toss. Kind of failed, but he got the takedown nonetheless. A nice job, Brendan Ebert. 4-0. Can he somehow squeeze some bonus points out of this match? Certainly would help the Vikings. They usually do bonus points, you know. They usually help. Ebert trying to work up close to a top. Now trying to get a cradle. Punch that left hand through. Not able to do. Still got the cross wrist. And wasn't sure if he was going to try to work an arm bar there. Almost had double. Oh. That was a nice job there from Ebert. He almost had Ewer on his back. Thought Ewer was going to spin through, have a chance for a reversal, and then Ebert able to go chest to chest and almost had Ewer in some trouble. They're going to go off the far side of the mat there. And they'll head back to the center. It'll still be Ebert on top. 37.3 seconds left in the second period. Ebert leads it 4-0. Vikings lead the team score 30-15, but may have a couple of forfeits coming, which would make this incredibly tight between these two schools. Right now, the difference, if you do get the 2 forfeits, the difference is Moses Metzger not giving up any bonus points, which would be nice for the Vikings. Ebert's still working on top. Trying to work once again on that left arm. Now almost had a chicken wing there and a half Nelson. Spinning back into it and getting the escape. Oh, and throwing Ebert. He got Ebert on a trip, did Ewer. And Ebert's got to be careful. 3 seconds. Just keep that shoulder up. And a nice job to fight from Brendan Ebert. Saved a little bit there by the horn, but all 3 back points given to Ewer plus the reversal, and he leads 5-4 after being down 4-0. He leads at 5-4. Let's check that, 6-4. Well, that should be 5-4. They have 6-4 on the scoreboard. I think that should be 5-4. Oh, man. I would check that before we start wrestling here in the third period. I don't know how you get 5 there, or how do you get 6 points there? It was 4-0. You have a reversal and the back points. That's 5 points. We'll see what happens. Ebert trying to roll through, get a reversal. Almost gave up back points, building up a base. Back to a foot. Now a cradle locked up, trying to run Ebert over is Ewer. And Ebert building back up a base. Ebert's got himself back to the base. Kicking through is Ewer. Ewer trying to spin Ebert to his back. Getting the back points. Ebert's got to be careful. And we got locked hands again. So that's going to be a point for Ebert. And again, I'd like to see this get checked. I'm still having a tough time figuring out why Ewer has 6 points. The second locked hands call, and Coach Forsyth for North Fond du Lac Springs asking for an explanation, gets the explanation. Well, I must have missed something because I think Coach Recker would have been on that. So, and now going to get a caution for Ewer, who came in a little too quick. These higher weight classes, you start to lose some of the ferocity maybe of the the smaller weight classes where everything moves at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Ebert, oh, he just had to get hand control. He's got hand control, has the escape. So we're tied 6-6 right now. Not sure why it's 6-6, but that's what the scoreboard says, so we'll go with it. Ewer working on this left arm. I should say Ebert working on Ewer's right arm, and now Ewer trying to work a 2-on-1. We have 40 seconds left here in the third period, tied up 6-6. Locked hands call was a big one as it got Ebert back into this one. He's tied and allowed him to tie things up. They're working on the left side of the mat. Ebert in on a shot. He's in deep, switches to a double. Trying to work for a takedown. He's got to pull his head through and get control. That is control. That's a takedown. You bet. 15 seconds left. Ebert leads it 8-6. Ebert's just got to swing that leg in there, Brendan Ebert. That's how you do it. Brendan Ebert's going to win it. Here it is. 8-6 decision for Brendan Ebert. That's the way you battle for Brendan Ebert as he takes down Jackson Ewer with an 8-6 decision. Oh, that's fun to watch. That was 170 for Brendan Ebert. Gets the 8-6 decision, and, well, forget anything I said about the lower weight classes being more entertaining. That was the best match we've had so far. About 15 seconds left, and Ebert switched from a big single into a double and got the takedown. I think we'll see Jack Karst here up at 182 for the Vikings, who now lead at 33-15. Restore that 18-point lead. And we'll see if this is Perry or Hoffman for North Fond du Lac Springs. Only a couple of Springs wrestlers. Yeah, Colin Perry. Karsten Perry. Perry is a senior from North Fondy. Yeah, as I said, only 2 Springs wrestlers. Peter Skiff, who we'll see either at 195 or 220, and then Evan Kelnhofer, who got things going with a pin early in this one at 113. We're up at 182. Big single leg from Jack Karst, and there's a quick takedown. And he's just going to cut him loose. Oh, man, Jack Karst. He is fun to watch wrestle, and I think he has his sights set on either a fall or a tech fall here as he just climbs around, cut him loose. Climb around and cut him loose. I think we could have I think Karst has his sights set on a tech fall here. 4-2 lead for Karst after a couple of quick takedowns and just immediately cutting Colin Perry loose. We'll see. If you're going to get a tech fall, you got to get a couple more takedowns here in this first period. There's another one. And now with just a minute left, he's going to ride it out and see if he can get some back points. Armbar on the back for Karst. And trying to work a crossface as well. Now let's go to the armbar. And they're going to, I think we got blood time here. Yep, got blood time. For Colin Perry. Vikings lead at 33-15 on the team score, and Jack Karst currently leading 6-2 in this match. Coming up tomorrow on WLA-TV, we finish out the long, busy week following the Thanksgiving holiday, and the Laconia Spartans come to town for the boys basketball team, and they will take on the Vikings. WLA 2-0 to start their season, wins over Berlin and Waupun, and then getting their conference slate rolling against the Spartans tomorrow. Saw them hang almost 100 points on the Spartans last year. That was late in the year. Vikings playing a lot of good basketball late in the year last year. And so far playing some good basketball so far this season as well. Ethan Cole setting a program record, 42 points on Monday evening. Saw the girls Viking basketball team take care of Mayville. Girls are 4-0, 1-0 in the Flyway. Boys are 2-0, and as I said, get that Flyway conference campaign underway tomorrow night. All home events streamed here on WLA TV. And then we got the band concert. Band concert on Saturday, so I shouldn't say that closes out the week. You don't have to listen to me, though, if you watch the band concert. That's the benefit, right? So they got that taken care of. Jack Karst will assume top position. Leading at 6-2 here. Again, very much seems like Karst would like a tech fall here, just accumulating all sorts of points. Perry trying to base up, almost trying to sit out, but Karst spins him to his back. Oh, he's got him stacked up, and Karst just got to get that last shoulder down. There it is. 32.8 seconds left in the first period, and Jack Karst gets a 1 minute and 28-second fall. Give WLA a 39-15 lead. Nice job, Jack Karst, up at 182. 128 on the fall. 39-15. Vikes lead it. And I believe we'll see Gage Kratz at 195. So we have 195, 220 heavy duty, and then 106. That's what we have left. Again, I'm expecting 2 of those to be forfeits for the Vikings, so they still aren't out of the woods yet. I don't believe. I'm trying to do the math in my head. That'd make it 27 up by, I suppose they may be. No, they would not be. Not quite out of the woods yet. If Kratz and Backery, one of them can't get if one of them does not get pinned, the Vikings win. Yeah, 195. Carson Hoffman, a sophomore from North Fond du Lac, takes on Gage Kratz, a senior for the Vikings. Both of these wrestlers usually wrestling at 182. They're up here at 195. Kratz will probably be asked to wrestle at 195 more times this year, and Kratz in on a big single and gets the takedown. Lifts him up, and taking down Carson Hoffman is Kratz. Kratz trying to work a chicken wing. And now almost trying to switch over to a half, and then a cradle. Nice job by Kratz. Switches back to a double, and nice mat return from Gage Kratz. Kratz working. Doing a nice job here on top, looking to stay busy. Now working the chicken wing. Trying to run him over. 39-15 is the team score. 2-0 here for Kratz. 1:15 to go first period. Can he get a cradle hooked up? Don't see that very often at 195. Kratz doing a nice job of keeping control. Has the leg kicked in now. Ooh, and Hoffman tried to spin in, and now he's in trouble. Kratz has him deep, and there's the pin. 1 minute and 4 seconds, and Gage Kratz has himself a pin. WLA is going to win this duel after that fall for Gage Kratz. 45-15. Gage Kratz at 195. That was a nice job by the senior Gage Kratz. Be up here at 220. I think Peter Skiff will get. Yep, they got someone coming at 220. There goes Peter Skiff, I do believe, who will be unopposed. Or maybe Max Burleton? Nope, Peter Skiff. I was right the first time. So 45-21 after Peter Skiff gets the forfeit. And there's only 12 more points on offer here, so the Vikes are going to win this one. But can they do it in style here at heavyweight? Peyton Backery coming out for the Vikings, a junior, and he will take on Max Burleton, a senior from North Fondy. Cap this one off with a good performance here, Peyton. How about that? Going to get a forfeit for James Last freshman for North Fond du Lac, at 106. So this is the last match of the night where we'll actually see wrestling. And again, just be nice from a momentum standpoint. The Vikings got a lot of wrestling, got a lot of experience. Peyton Backery, nice. Wait, a good foot speed there by Peyton Backery. There's that foot speed in the trenches, trying to work a cross wrist here. Working on that left wrist, check that, of Burleton. Vikings got a lot of experience wrestling down at Wisco on Tuesday, wrestling with Wisco, and I think Shoreland was there, and a couple of other schools, and Luther Prep perhaps. Got a lot of matches in. That's what you're looking for early on in the season, and it'd be nice to get the conference campaign started with a bang here. If already going to have the win. Under 45 seconds to go here, first period. Peyton Backery almost has Burleton to his back. Oh, that was close for Peyton. Working hard here on top. Got the chicken wing, trying to spin Burleton over. This one's just about there for Peyton Backery. Oh, call it. He's it. Oh, looked like he had it. Backery's still working tough on top. See if he can keep control of that. Oh, Burleton's going to slide back through. No, Backery's still got it. In deep. There it is. Peyton Backery finishes things for the Vikings with an exclamation point. 51-21 on the team scoreboard. 146 on the fall for Peyton Backery. That's the 6th pin of the night for the Vikings, And the Vikings get the win. Nothing went 106 for the Vikes. So the Orioles and Ledgers will send out North Fond du Lac freshman James Last, who forgot that he needs headgear even to get a forfeit win. It's all right. They'll throw it on, and he'll go collect his first win via forfeit of the season. Will James Last. And they're going to make him strap it on, too. It's a treacherous walk out there to the middle of the mat. There you go. James Last gets the last points of the night for the Orioles. 51-27 is the final score here tonight. And the Vikings get their first conference win. Nice job by the Vikings getting their season rolling in style. 51-27 here on WLA-TV. Let's run through the results. James Last was the last one, so we'll start at 113 as the match did with Evan Kelnhofer, sorry about that. Evan Kelnhofer had a 2-minute and 49-second fall to put the Orioles on top 6-0. That was over Bryson Lindvall. At 120, Riley Lidke took a forfeit win. Clayton Ebert had a forfeit win at 126. That made the score 12-6, headed into 132. That's where Eli Mumm was pinned by Gavin Simon in the third period, making the team score 12-12. The Vikings then went on a tear. 3 straight falls. Noah Schumacher at 138, Carson Fulton at 145, Jacob Huey at 152, all recorded first period falls for the Vikings. Then at 160, Moses Metzger in what could have potentially been an important loss. Again, dual wrestling. Sometimes it's about how good you can lose, and Moses Metzger did a nice job. He lost a 7-3 decision to Ethan Sadoff, who looked really, really good for the Orioles, and that made the team score 30-15. Then up at 170, got a good performance from Brendan Ebert, who recorded an 8-6 decision up at 170, and that made the team score 33-15. Then at 182, it was Jack Karst with a 1-minute 28-second fall over Colin Perry. That made it 39-15. Gage Kratz, that was at 182. Gage Kratz at 195 had a 1-minute and 4-second fall over Carson Hoffman. That made the score 45-15. Peter Skiff got the forfeit at 2:20 to make it 45-21. And then to close things out, in 1 minute and 46 seconds in the first period, the pin was recorded by Peyton Backery, the junior for the Vikings, over Max Burleton to make it 51-21. Closed it out at 1:06 with a forfeit win for James Last. The final score tonight, 51-27. The Vikes move to 1-0 and 1-0 in the Flyway Conference. Nice job by the Vikings, and Coach Recker and his crew gets their first win of the season. So the Vikes are undefeated this week on WLA-TV. Boys basketball 1-0, girls basketball 1-0, and wrestling 1-0. Tomorrow we finish it out. Laconia Spartans in town. Hope you'll join us. Varsity tips at 7:15. I'm Jordan King saying so long, good night, and we will talk to you tomorrow right here on WLA-TV.